All right, let's talk about a term you've probably heard thrown around a lot, the Agile mindset. But what does it actually mean? Because it's not just some buzzword for tech companies. Nope, it's a whole different way of thinking about work, about problems, and, even about failure itself.
So I want you to keep this question in the back of your mind as we go through this. Are you really ready for an Agile mindset? By the end of this, you're going to know exactly what that question is asking, and maybe you'll have an answer for yourself.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll get a real clear definition. Then, we'll look at the 6 core attitudes that make it up. After that, we're going to dive into the single biggest shift you have to make. And finally, we'll turn it all back to you. Sound good? Let's go.
Okay, first things first. What in the world is an Agile mindset? Before we can even think about building it, we've got to understand what we're working with.
At its heart, it's actually pretty straightforward. The Agile mindset is simply the set of attitudes that makes an Agile workplace, work. You can have all the fancy tools and processes, but without this cultural foundation, true agility is just not going to happen. It's the engine, not just the paint job. So if the mindset is just a collection of attitudes, then what are they? The source material really breaks it down into 6 essential building blocks. These are the pillars that hold the whole thing up.
And here they are. It all kicks off with respect for the people you work with. Then you've got true collaboration, not just, sitting near each other. It's about being in these constant cycles of improvement and learning, knowing that you're never really done. It's having real pride and ownership, feeling like your work matters. A deep focus on delivering value, what actually helps the user, not just checking boxes. And then, the big one, a genuine ability to adapt to change, to roll with the punches when things go sideways.
Okay, so those 6 attitudes are the pieces, but there's one central idea that really makes the whole thing run. And I'll be honest, this next part, it's the toughest part, but it's also where the real transformation happens. This right here is the heart of the matter. It all boils down to your relationship with things that are hard. What do you do when you hit a wall, really tough problem, or something totally unexpected? How you answer that question, it says everything about the mindset you've got right now.
And this comparison just lays it all out, doesn't it? The traditional mindset sees a challenge and the first instinct is to avoid it, right? To protect the original plan. But the Agile mindset, it does the exact opposite. It sees a challenge and it leans in. It sees it as an opportunity, not a threat. A chance to learn something new and find a better path forward.
So it all comes down to this powerful idea. It's about building a willingness to deal with failure. Now that doesn't mean you go looking for it, but it does mean you accept it as a normal, even valuable part of getting things done. Because when you're not terrified of failing, you're free to try new things. And that's where all the breakthroughs come from.
Which brings us to our last stop. And this is the one that's all about you. We've defined the mindset, we've broken it down, so now let's talk about putting it into practice. Are you ready to make that shift? Because let's be real, understanding this stuff is one thing. Actually living it day to day, that's a completely different challenge. And after everything we've talked about, it really just boils down to one simple, practical question for you to think about. Seriously, think about it. What is one thing at work, or hey, even in your life, that you've kind of been putting off or avoiding? What do you think would happen if tomorrow, instead of running from it, you chose to run towards it and see it as a chance to learn? That small decision, that's the first real step to building an Agile mindset. Thanks for tuning in.